Hello and welcome to the night shift. I'm hungry.
Hi, hungry, I'm there.
Tonight, we are joining SUTD Muslim Society for their iftar.
Okay, assalamualaikum, my brothers and sisters, okay, of all races, religion, and everyone under the sun. Okay, my name is Jervis, your auntie's favorite boy, back again, and I'm actually very hungry right now. If you've seen what we or gonna see what we're gonna do in the 1 week leading up to this, we have actually been fasting, okay, and today we'll be checking out the iftar session, the Mass Iftar event that we will be having in SUTD, hosted by the Muslim Society. And right now it's 6:40. We're gonna hit there, and in about 20 minutes we're gonna have dinner. Right, let's go.
Hello, it's us. Bet you weren't expecting to see us in this episode. Okay, all of us, we fasted, well, except for John, but we'll get to that.
For 1 day.
We'll get to that. We all did fast, but we all took our own respective footage, but we couldn't figure out how to edit it together. So we're just going to go over some key experiences that we had over the course of our time fasting.
Going to it, I fasted before. I kind of forgot how it felt because it's definitely not fun. Okay, it's definitely not easy. But I think what was interesting and what I think I got away with it was had very good, big respect for my Muslim friends who have been doing this for their whole lives.
It was my first time fasting. I fasted for 3 days, and I gotta say it's very mentally draining. Like, for the Muslims to also do their usual things on top of fasting, I think it's a big hats off to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really puts into perspective like what you are missing out on in life. Sometimes like these experiences are something that you won't do unless you really go outside of your comfort zone and try these things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For me, like Bryan, first time fasting, going into it, I was actually quite nervous. Okay, I don't eat much, but I tend to snack constantly throughout the day, and losing access to that was something that I was very nervous about. Throughout the whole duration of it, I'm constantly going to Sharif to get any tips, how do you do this, how exactly do you get through this?
I used to fast as a national athlete, so experience wasn't very new. But yeah, I ate dates for the first time. That was cool.
So why did you stop?
I know everyone says that they like to do the things they love till they take an arrow to the knee. I got a computer monitor to the eye.
That's a 15-year-old joke.
Yeah, this is Skyrim.
That's a 15-year-old joke, but okay,
My second day, I woke up. It was so early in the morning, I was in the day. My monitor arm is positioned in a way so that the monitor is right above my head. And then that night, I was really tired, so I fell asleep underneath without retracting the monitor arm from my bed. So that when I woke up, the room was pitch dark. The sun wasn't out yet. There was no light in my room. So I couldn't see anything. And so I stood up. I tried to stand up to turn on the lights. And my monitor was there, and then it went into my left eye. I went down and eat breakfast. Not breakfast. What's the pre-dawn meal?
The pre-dawn meal, yeah.
Pre-dawn meal with Daniel. I was really red, and the next thing I knew, I was in the hospital.
Put a picture of him as Matt Murdock here. Yeah, at career fair. Okay, the career fair. It was so painful that SUTD culture is to scavenge uneaten buffet food. So when we were there, everyone was giving bubble tea. People were giving Ice cream, popcorn, churros, everything. You can't eat any of those.
Walking around and seeing other people snack on all the free stuff like popcorn and whatnot, while you can't take any of that. To some extent, it is just another test of your discipline and your determination to follow through. But I can't say that it makes things any easier. Especially because it's free, man. Bro, we're college kids. We're gonna go nuts for free food. You could.
So it's painful. Yeah, and on the topic of waking up early, sahur, because when I wake up for school normally, I'll just not eat breakfast. I'll drink something, get to school, eat lunch. I can save a meal. But now that I need to extend my waking times, okay, I need to start preparing my own meals.
I have made some guacamole, and I'm quite excited to try that with some nacho chips, and hopefully they don't bust up my stomach because I put quite a lot of chili inside. We'll see in a bit.
So I don't make really cool sandwiches. So I made a lot of guacamole in the morning so I can eat my tortilla chips. And yeah.
Yeah, but on the topic of waking up early, Like waking up like to eat your pre-dawn meal, it's actually very hard. I'll usually be awake maybe like 7 or 8.
That's still pretty early.
Okay, but like that's like a hard limit. Like it's very hard for me to go earlier than that. Yeah, no, like I think out of the 6 days I fasted, like 5 days of that week plus the 1 day where we were going for the event, I think I woke up late for the pre-dawn meal 50% of the time, so like 3 days.
Damn.
Guess who overslept again?
The first day I cut myself some slack and decided to just like start my challenge like 1 hour back. But like the other few days, like it was more because I was like staying up late to do work, so I had like eaten before I went to sleep. So I just decided power through it lah. But the discipline required to like get up on time, I feel is like something like I really respect. Bro, not being able to have like coffee like during the day is a horrible feeling. This is actually the hardest part of the studying.
Oh, it's really good.
Over here?
Oh.
Stop.
I think the discipline part that Daniel mentioned about to wake up in the morning is really something that's super difficult and affects the rest of your day really hard. But for me, the most memorable thing is there was one day where I was trying to break fast, right? My friend and I went to this internship career fair.
I'm just waiting to break fast. I've got my food beside me. Can have a look. It looks so good, and all I can do is just wait.
And you know, just taking in the sights and then eating food with friends, I think that's what breaking fast also means to a lot of Muslims, is eating with family, is spending time with them, and that's something I really appreciated.
Yeah, like I think like me and John, like we were joining them for the pre-dawn meal, like the Muslim society, and
Not John.
for the first
Oh.
going there and eating with everybody else who was also fasting. It's really like helpful to know that like you aren't doing this alone. I know that everybody else is doing like the full month of Ramadan, and it's always good to be able to like think to myself like no matter like how I feel in this moment, they are going through like something much harder than what I am going through, and that does help me feel a bit more confident in my ability to face it, because if they can do it, so can I.
Yeah, I hope that in the future I can do it for longer periods, not just for a couple of weeks. But I think that by doing it for much longer time, I think it'll be quite an interesting experience as well. Yeah, this really got me back to experiencing what lack of food or lack of water in a day really felt like, and yeah, I kind of liked it. Yeah, even though it wasn't fun.
Back to the video. Wait, Bryan, do the hand.
Okay, hi. Right now we are at the Iftar location. We're at Think 10, 4 and 5, and we're going to talk to some of the people who are setting up the stuff right now and see what they're doing. Okay, I'm so hungry. Today, right now, we have two people here with us. One is
I'm Amar.
and
Ira.
okay, and so what are you guys doing right now?
Okay, now we are setting up and preparing the meals and food for the people who are gonna come here and breakfast with us today. We have a few sponsored food items. Thank you to all the sponsors. This we have over here, epok-epok, kuih bangkit, and what's the other one? The green one? Kuih bakar. Alright, then we have some brownies. MashaAllah, look at all these goodies.
Let's go.
Oh my god. There's more cakes, banana muffin apparently. Wow. Then over here, this side, we have all the drinks. We have packet drinks. Then we have more food actually. Custard puff. And the highlight is the tea. Oh, lemonade. Is the tea not here yet? Oh, it's not here yet, but the tea is coming.
What are you looking forward to eat right now?
Right now, all of them. No, actually this brownie.
Okay, how many do you think you can eat?
Before I breakfast, I always say like I can eat like more than 5.
Okay.
But I think when you breakfast, right, you will realize how little you can eat actually.
Yeah, later we'll see how many you can eat. Okay.
you fasting?
5. Yeah, we have been fasting. Yeah. Let's go. Can. Later we can eat. See how many you can eat, okay? Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ashad, alumni of SUTD.
And not just alumni, he was the ex ex root press. Yeah, so yeah, ex root press of the school. Okay, and so what do you think? Okay, you came all the way down to have iftar. Is this like a yearly thing that you all have as in the Muslim society?
Yeah, I think it's a yearly gathering that all of us look forward to. I think even alumni, I think it's something that you look forward to actually catch up with your other alumni friends as well. So it's a very yearly thing. It's a very wholesome thing that all of us look forward to. Yeah.
So before we start the prayers, it's ceremonial. I know it's ceremonial. Is it ceremonial? Do we have dates?
So, basically, eating dates and drinking water, right, is basically a practice that we try to follow the Prophet. So, eating dates is something that Prophet will always do every breakfast of Prophet. So, that's how we try to emulate here. So, we try not to eat a heavy, when we break fast, we don't eat heavy, we eat light. Afterwards, we do our prayer, then we can eat the heavy stuff afterwards.
Hi, today we have
Wasim,
and from
Texas,
okay, and what's your field of study?
industrial engineering.
Okay, so right now we're at the iftar event. So what's different from that back in America and like in Singapore when you have like iftar and like fasting and Ramadan in general?
Well, typically in America, I break my fast with my family or just close friends. Sometimes we do have big gatherings, but typically, comparing those gatherings to these, they're a lot more formal back there. Especially when you don't know everybody there. Whereas here it feels a little more relaxed. I would say it's a little bit easier there just because I guess I'm accustomed to the food and the culture.
Right.
But it's really something to explore here because you're always introduced to something new. And given the fact that I am an exchange student, there's a lot of new people here that I liked meeting, so I get to talk and meet people here. So that's a very different kind of iftar experience than usual.
Oh, that's interesting. So instead of eating Asian food like what we have here, what do you guys usually eat?
Well, I am from Middle Eastern origin, so with family and friends, I typically eat some sort of Middle Eastern food, or we just go out and eat, Mexican, steak, whatever, but basically Western food. One thing I did also notice is we typically don't eat on the floor, which is a big thing. I have, experienced eating on the floor, so it's not like a big cultural shock.
Right.
But yeah, it's I would say it's very different than typical.
It's a new experience.
Yeah.
Okay, just to close the interview off, okay, what does Ramadan mean to you?
Ramadan means a lot of things. Firstly, it's a time to reconnect and grow your religion, kind of find anything to patch up. But it also includes a lot of family connection, spending time with family and friends. And I think that's one of the biggest thing about Ramadan is just the ability to rekindle or reconnect with any sort of person you've lost contact with.
Siti, what does Ramadan mean to you?
So Ramadan is like a month of reflecting and a month of spirituality and focusing on like your inner work.
I think Ramadan is a period of time in many Muslims where they experience how it feels like to not have a scarcity of food. Like some part of the world they don't really have access to basic needs like food and water. So I think Ramadan for me is like experiencing what they feel. So like I'm sort of like empathizing with them. Yeah, so it really brings down your sense of like entitlement of sorts. Yeah.
It's a very solemn celebration whereby I feel like it's more for my family and my friends.
Agreed. I spend a lot more time with my family during Ramadan and during my friends also.
Yeah, it's a prayer season.
Yes,
I think Ramadan is a month of like getting closer to my religion and being closer with friends, like a lot of get-togethers as well. Yeah.
It's a special month for us whereby we do a bit of extra of our religious deeds and things like that. We practice more patience and control our emotions and things like that during this month.
I don't know if it's appropriate, but I'm gonna ask you this question. So, what do you usually crave for after a day of fasting?
Mala.
Mala.
Hard question. There's a lot of things I want to eat. Oh wait, no, I've been craving Wingstop. So yeah.
Okay, how about you?
I crave drinks more, so I crave a good cup of ice water, yeah.
Okay.
Usually after a day of fasting, I really crave taping because I think for me personally, I used to drink taping every day after fasting for the previous years in Ramadan.
Coffee.
Yeah, for me it's like grilled sotong and like chocolate fondue with ice cream. Yeah,
Very nice.
anything with chocolate.
What would you tell like the other students or people from different cultures in SUTD who like to join you and like learn more about the culture and Ramadan itself?
The idea of fasting might be scary because you don't get to eat and drink, but I think ultimately it's very rewarding. I mean, not only do you lose weight if that's your goal, but you also feel a sense of like empathy as well, like how those that don't have access to all this stuff feel. So give it a try. It's not that bad, and it's only like maybe a few days. You don't have to do 1 month, but it's still okay.
I think one tip to those who are interested in trying to fast or like to participate in the month of Ramadan is to pace yourself. Don't overdo it. Like maybe don't exercise too much. Like know where your limits are. That kind of thing.
What you?
Yeah, get enough rest, drink enough water, eat enough. Yeah. Make sure you do enough of everything. Don't strain yourself too much.
Easier way would just be to go to the Ramadan Bazaar, because the atmosphere there is there's a lot of Ramadan vibes. So yeah, I mean you can also see all the Muslims breaking fast there. So yeah, it's a beginner way, I guess.
Hi, right here we are with the Muslim Society's very own EXCO members. Okay, so I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Khairul, I'm the president of Muslim Society.
I'm Aisha, I'm the vice president of Muslim Society. I'm Maridia, I'm the logistics director of the Muslim Society.
What should people know about what Muslim Society does?
So at Muslim Society we have a wide range of events. So our goals are mostly to bond the Muslim community. Yeah, so most of our events are targeted at bonding the Muslim community. But so far we have been able to reach out to other communities as well. Yeah, so for example, one of the events that we hold is Madrasah Workshop, which is an event where we target students that go to religious school so that they can come to SUTD and experience what SUTD life is like. Yeah, so we did our first run last year and we're hoping to do our next run this year as well.
Okay. Yeah. So what are some of the upcoming events you guys have as a club after this Iftar event?
We have Jalan Raya, which is basically all the Muslim students visit each other's houses. So before that we also have Girls' Night, which is like one of the very favorites of all the girls. Yes.
One thing I can say is that once you're in MS, you're in for life. Yeah, so if you look around today, we actually have a few alumni members coming down. We also have exchange students who come down, and also we also have 42 SG students who come down also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is one of the best events I've attended in this school. It's very wholesome, very engaging, and the people and everyone's very, very nice to us. So my tummy is filled, my heart is filled, and I can't wait for more of you guys to join the Muslim Society in their next Iftar session or any other events they have. Thank you so much, and please check out our other videos. Bye!